I don't think about it that much, but the numbers are pretty overwhelming, yeah.
Martina Navratilova has seen everything tennis has to offer across 5 decades.
What makes a champion tennis player?
What makes a champion? Anything. It's the same old, Champions don't quit until they get it right. They're the first ones in the gym and the last ones to leave. And they're not afraid to fail.
Grand Slam champions, generational talents, packed stadiums, and cultural moments that changed the sport forever. And now she's watching a 20-year-old from the Philippines sell out every court she steps on at Indian Wells, with fans pressing through fences just to watch a practice session. Even she wasn't ready for this. How far do you think Alex Eala goes at Indian Wells 2026? Quarterfinals, semifinals, or something that nobody is expecting? Drop your prediction in the comments right now.
I've only dreamed of making tennis grow in the Philippines, and now I'm bringing a whole new audience to tennis all around the world.
And she's humble, and she works hard. Yes. That's why we like her, because she's the face of the Philippines.
Just aside from her talent, she's also thinking of the future.
The Filipinos we have such a strong sense of community, and I feel like when one of us does well or one of us is succeeding, we all have that shared sense of pride.
So when Eala plays, we all get together and we all watch her support her as a group of people.
Are there actual gatherings?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We plan our dinners around that stuff.
Really? You signed up for Tennis Channel to watch her?
Yeah, because sometimes they don't show it.
So the year subscription, just in case?
The monthly.
Oh, the monthly, okay.
The monthly, just in case she doesn't play, then we don't... Right? You only pay when she plays. It's paid to play.
My friends will tell me that the courts are full at home, and just so many things that I didn't think would happen because of what I'm doing on tour.
Let's start with the image that is currently breaking the internet, and apparently also breaking the organizational capacity of the Indian Wells Tennis Garden. Practice Court 6. Not a match court, not a stadium, just a practice court, and it has completely lost control. Fans are pressing through fences of adjacent courts just to catch a glimpse of Alex Eala hitting balls in a warm-up session before a single competitive point has been played. Christopher Eubanks, a former ADP professional who has been around this sport long enough to know what normal looks like, went on broadcast and said organizers genuinely need to move Eala onto a bigger court because the volume of fans flooding the grounds is becoming a legitimate safety concern. A safety concern at a practice session for a player ranked 32nd in the world. That is where we are with Alex Eala at Indian Wells 2026, and the people who thought the Dubai phenomenon was just a one-tournament story are having a very uncomfortable week.
We're not concerned about anyone else right now. It's Alex Eala time. This is Alex Eala's moment. Our days, our dinners, our evenings are fixated on when she's playing. That's real tennis fandom right there. Love it.
This is so great for tennis in general.
Yeah.
I think having players like Alex out there, and she's so gracious to all her fans. She spends time with her fans, signs the autographs, takes the photos, and really just shows the Filipino community that it is all about the Philippines. And I still carry that flag with me no matter where I go across the world. And such a young woman at that has that wisdom of just what it means to play for her country.
Only 20 years old, such maturity, already a hero to her entire nation. I mean, it's basically Manny Pacquiao and Alex Eala, right? I mean, that's it. That's who they're looking up to right now.
Let's go back to Dubai, because that is where the blueprint for what is currently happening in California was first written. The Dubai Tennis Championships tournament director, Sela Talik, gave an interview after that event that caught the tennis world's attention. He confirmed that every single match involving Eala was completely sold out. Not well attended, not heavily ticketed, completely gone. His exact words were precise and deliberate. People were desperately trying to get tickets, and there were none left. Then he added the part that made everyone stop scrolling. In his entire tenure running the tournament since 2019, he had never witnessed anything like it. That is a tournament director with years of experience hosting world number ones and defending Grand Slam champions, saying a player ranked outside the top 30 produced something he had never seen before. Not just the biggest crowd, not just a great atmosphere, something unprecedented. Those are very different statements, and Talik chose the stronger one because it was accurate. What was Eala actually doing on court during all of that? She beat world number 7 Jasmine Paolini of Italy in the round of 32, her first top 10 win of 2026. She then pushed deep into the quarterfinals before losing to world number 4 Coco Gauff 6-0, 6-2 in straight sets. The scoreline against Gauff looked one-sided on paper, but the journey to that match told a completely different story about where Eala's game currently sits and how quickly she is developing. She arrived in Dubai with a 10-6 record for the 2026 season, with a semi-final in Auckland and quarter-final runs in multiple tournaments already stacking up. Those results pushed her ranking to a career high of world number 31, enough to break into the top 32 seedings at Indian Wells and earn a first-round bye for the first time in her career at a WTA 1000 event. A first-round bye means she walks straight into the round of 64 without having to play an opening match. That is a privilege earned through ranking, and it reflects how much ground she has covered in a remarkably short period of professional tennis. Now she's in California, where the ticket situation has followed her from the UAE with zero reduction in intensity and apparently some additional fuel from the local geography. California has the largest Filipino population in the entire United States, close to 2 million people. These are not fans who need to book international flights or clear customs to see her play. They're already there, already mobilized, and they have descended on the Indian Wells tennis garden with a volume and energy that the ground staff simply was not ready for. The fans pressing through fences at practice court 6 were not doing it because they couldn't get tickets to a match. They were doing it because they wanted to be as close to her as physically possible at any moment during the tournament. That level of devotion does not come from casual interest. It comes from a fan base that has been watching this specific player's story develop for years and feels personally invested in every point she plays. Broadcast analysts discussed this live on air, and one of them raised a question that has since taken over the tennis conversation. Could Alex Eala already be the biggest draw in women's tennis globally right now? The response from his co-analyst was not hesitant. He described venues in Australia and Dubai as standing room only, called the atmosphere around her matches insane and massive, and then compared the effect she's having to what Jannik Sinner's rise did on the men's side. Except the analysts covering Eala are now saying what she's generating might actually be bigger, even bigger than Sinner's moment in Miami. That is the comparison being made on air by people who cover this sport professionally. And when someone asked directly whether she's a bigger draw right now than Aryna Sabalenka or Coco Gauff, the two players most people would normally name as the sport's biggest attractions, the answer was yes. Anyone who wants to argue with that answer probably needs to explain the sold-out practice courts first. Now, let's talk about Martina Navratilova because her comments on Eala are the part of the story that deserves the most careful attention. Navratilova has won 18 Grand Slam singles titles. She won back-to-back titles at Indian Wells itself at ages 33 and 34. She has watched the sport evolve across 5 decades, from Chris Evert to Steffi Graf to Serena Williams. When she discusses a rising player, her assessment carries a level of authority that is genuinely rare in the modern tennis commentary world. Navratilova sat down with the WTA's official platform for a Sunshine Swing preview ahead of the 2026 BNP Paribas Open. When Eala's name came up, she laughed before she even started speaking. People who follow Navratilova closely will tell you that laugh is not dismissive. It's the laugh of someone who recognizes something genuinely difficult to categorize. She called Eala crafty, noted her left-handedness as a real tactical weapon, and said she uses variety in a way that causes serious problems for opponents. Then she pointed to the ceiling of Eala's potential and compared the cultural phenomenon building around her to Manny Pacquiao and said Eala's ceiling might actually be even higher. That is Martina Navratilova on the WTA's own platform talking about a 20-year-old ranked 32nd in the world. But Navratilova being Navratilova didn't stop at the praise. She went straight into an honest assessment of where Eala still has work to do, and she was very specific. The serve. That is the area she identified as the biggest limitation right now. She said Eala needs a bigger serve with more kick and acknowledged that her slight build makes it physically harder to generate the kind of pace top 10 players use to control matches from the very first shot. Here's why that assessment matters more than it might initially sound. Navratilova didn't question Eala's shot selection. She didn't raise concerns about her movement, her court awareness, her ability to compete mentally against big names, or her decision-making under pressure. She identified one specific technical gap, the serve, and framed it as a physical development issue rather than a strategic or mental weakness. That kind of targeted criticism from someone with Navratilova's eye for the game is actually one of the highest compliments she could give. She's essentially saying everything else is already operating at a serious level. Fix the serve, and the entire conversation changes. The timing of Navratilova's comments also lands in an interesting context. She made them in an interview where she explicitly warned Sabalenka, Swiatek, and Goff that the circuit is changing around them. Players like Eala represent a new generation that studies opponents carefully, brings tactical clarity onto the court, and faces established stars without the psychological burden of intimidation. That is a structural shift she is identifying, not just a hot take about one player having a good season, but a broader observation about how the next wave is arriving. Now, let's look at the specific pressure Eala is carrying into Indian Wells beyond just the crowd and expectations. She made a stunning semi-final run at the Miami Open in 2025, beating players ranked significantly above her, including Grand Slam champions Madison Keys and Yelena Ostapenko. That Miami run generated a large number of ranking points, and those points are now due to be defended. If her results this season fall short of that run, the ranking drop could come at the exact moment when the top 20 is finally within reach for the first time in her career. A deep run at Indian Wells, quarterfinals or better, could push her into the top 20. That number changes everything. It changes seedings at Grand Slams, it changes the draw she enters, and it changes the narrative from a breakthrough story to an established force on tour. She is also competing in the doubles draw alongside Iva Jovic, the same partnership that reached the semifinals in Auckland earlier this year. Going deep in both singles and doubles across 2 weeks in the California desert tests physical conditioning at a level that reveals a lot about where a player's body is right now, and every indication from her 2026 season suggests she has invested seriously in that preparation. Christopher Eubank's comment about safety concerns at the practice court captures everything happening here in a single image. A former ADP professional making a logistical argument to tournament organizers about court assignments for a WTA player who does not yet have a main tour title. The gap between Eala's ranking and her real-world impact has become one of the most unusual storylines in recent tennis history, and it is unfolding live at one of the sport's most prestigious venues. The Indian Wells Tennis Garden broke its own all-time attendance record last year at 54,268 fans across 15 days. Eala wasn't even in the draw then. Now she's here as a seeded player for the first time at a WTA 1000 event, and fans are pressing through fences at practice courts before she has even played a match. Navratilova laughed when Eala's name came up. The tournament director in Dubai ran out of tickets. Broadcast analysts are comparing the phenomenon to the biggest crowd moments in recent men's tennis, and a former ADP pro is calling for bigger courts on safety grounds. The demand is real, the excitement is verified, and the tennis underneath it all is good enough to support every bit of it. That is the full picture of what Alex Eala is doing to Indian Wells 2026, and what Martina Navratilova actually said about her that the tennis world is still processing. If this got you fired up, hit that like button and drop your prediction in the comments below, and if you're not subscribed yet, do it now. This story is far from over.